Today we shall be talking about fungi. All living things are divided into two groups. We have the prokaryotes and we have the eukaryotes. The word karyon means nucleus, the word pro means before. So these have no nucleus and also have no compartments known as organelles. Eukaryotes have a true nucleus, hence the prefix eu, and they have organelles. Prokaryotes are divided into two groups. We have archaea and we have eubacteria. These are the domains and also serve as the kingdoms. We shall not talk about those today. Eukaryotes have one domain known as eukarya and four kingdoms. We have protista, we have plantae, we have fungi, and we have animalia. So let's talk about fungi. What are the characteristics of fungi? I said earlier, they're eukaryotic. They're also heterotrophic. This means they do not make their own food, but they rely on food that's made by other organisms. Most fungi are saprobes. This means they secrete exoenzymes to their environment and use it to absorb nutrients from their environment. These are digestive enzymes. This means that they're also very important decomposers. They're very efficient decomposers. These organisms can be multicellular or unicellular. They have chitin in their cell walls, and they're also excellent symbionts. They store food as glycogen, just like in animals. They also may be asexual or sexual. Those that are asexual reproduce by producing spores. There are many groups of fungi that we're going to be talking about, but we're going to focus on 5 of them. The first group are the chytrids, the Basidiomycota. They're typically aquatic, unicellular, and parasitic. There are many frog species that have been nearly wiped out by the activity of chytrids in the jungles. They may also, in fact, they are also cynocytic. And that would make sense because they're unicellular. And cynocytic means they're not septate. They're non-septate as opposed to septate, which means that the hyphae or the filamentous body is broken down into sections. This is septate versus non-septate, which is not broken down into sections. And remember, these guys are unicellular. That's our number 1 group. Our number 2 group are the Zygomycota. We're very familiar with this group because it includes bread mold. They're also cynocytic, which means they look like this, like we stated earlier. Filamentous body with no sections. They're also called conjugated fungus. This is because they reproduce by conjugation. They're mostly saprobes and a few parasitic. The third group, Ascomycota. These form a sac-like structure known as ascus or asi, and so they're called sac fungus. When they produce a sexual structure, a sexual spore-bearing structure, they're called asi. When it's asexual, it's called conidia, which contains conidiospores. They are cynocytic, septates. Write that down. A great example of this is the cordyceps fungus, which is a parasite of many insects in the jungles, and also Aspergillus. Then we have, by the way, their fruiting body is called ascocarp. Number 4, we have the Basidiomycota. These may be the most easily recognized. We're going to call these the club fungus. Some people call it gill fungus based on the shape underneath the mushroom fruiting body that looks like gills. These undergo alternation of generation, like plants do. The difference between the alternation of generation in Basidiomycota versus plants is the absence of the diploid phase in Basidiomycota and replaced with what we call the dikaryotic phase. Dikaryotic, 2 nuclei, right? Dikaryotic, instead of a fused nucleus, you have 2 nuclei. Okay, so great examples are the mushrooms and the mushroom body may also be called the basidiocarp. They may also be sexual or asexual in the way they reproduce. And then finally we have the Glomeromycota. Now, before we talk about the Glomeromycota, I just remembered that both Ascomycota and Basidiomycota are great form lichens. So lichens, which are mutualistic organisms formed between an algae and a fungi, the fungi part of it can be Ascomycota or Basidiomycota. Okay, now Glomeromycota, which is our last group, contains about 230 species, and they have what we call arbuscular mycorrhizae. These are the mycorrhizae formed with the roots of trees, and they help form these mutualistic relationship between trees and fungi. They are also cynocytic and not septate like Basidiomycota and Ascomycota. They are cynocytic. Very importantly, they're obligate symbionts. They will not survive outside their relationship with plant roots. These are the groups of fungi I'm interested in talking about today, and I hope that I've been able to summarize this for us. Sorry about the jerky picture that I have here. Thank you very much for watching.